Hello, crafty friends. This is Irene from Impressive Formations. So recently, Anna Griffin had a warehouse sale, and so I purchased these. It's called the Luxury Quilted Purse card dies, and so obviously these are used, and I was noticing, for example, that the instructions, they're not very clear sometimes. In fact, the previous owner of these dies, they even have like a question mark because they didn't understand this step. I decided to create the purse dies like for Christmas, so that maybe I'll have some boxes, some of these purse card dies ready to go for like gift cards or something like that. So I'm working with Christmas colors, and I was going to show you some of the areas where the instructions aren't very clear. One of them at the very beginning it says to cut 2 purse fronts and 2 shadows. But this doesn't cut the purse front on its own. You have to use both dies, and I'll explain what I mean. So these are the dies, and let me show you what I have done. So to create the purse front, you're gonna need both of these dies. This is what they call the shadow, and then this is the card front. So you take a piece of your cardstock, and then you basically line it up. Try to center it. So it doesn't look very crooked. So initially I was just doing that. I figured that would cut the whole cardstock for you, but it doesn't. So you have to come back and then use this guy. And that is not clear on those instructions. And then I will cut this out for us to continue. Let me clear this guy off so I can put this away. So in the interest of time, I have pre-cut some of the other pieces because they're pretty self-explanatory. But like I said, this video is mainly to cover the areas that to me weren't very clear. And this didn't quite cut. So I'll help it along, that one little piece. And then let's just make sure all the little pieces fall off that we don't need. And I think I got them all. Okay, so we are done with this for now. So you cut 2 of these card fronts, and for me I'm using green and gold today. So this is the shadow, and you cut 2 of those so that you'll have the purse front, the front and the back. You're gonna cut 2 shadow handles, and then 2 of the front handle. You're gonna need 2 of these. These are for the side box that we're gonna create, and this is the base box. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue this. I figured I'd create this video because I don't know if some of you, if it was straightforward to you. For me, it wasn't too clear. But I did think this die was really cute for Christmas gift cards, just in case I need them. So I'll be making a few of these and have them handy, ready to go. So remember this, because it used the same shadow cutting die, is the same size as your shadow. So the way to line them up perfectly is I like to just tap them at the bottom and then push them down. And let me find my bone folder, so I just make sure it's all there. Okay, so that's our cart front. And like I said, in the interest of time, I did cut some of the other pieces. So let me put this handle together. I like this glue, it dries pretty quick. Okay, so I can see this guy moved a little bit, so let's put it back in place before the glue sets. Okay. So I've already cut the other side. This is what it'll look like. So it also comes with like a hinge. And so if you have two of these, you cut one of these hinges in the same cardstock, and then you would glue this here and then this here. And I think that's what wasn't clear to the person who owned these dies previously. And basically you're going to have your purse that folds in and out like that. And then I guess you would add your greeting card here. I myself will probably put a little pocket to hold the gift card that way if I wasn't creating the box. Okay, so moving on. So we have these, and so the way I lined up the handles together is I will add some glue to the circles here only. And then I line this up, turn it around, and then I line it to the previous handle. That way it falls in place. Just move it around so it matches the back. This one moved a little bit. It might be too late to move it back. So our handles are aligned. All right, so let's continue with the remaining of the box. So here is the base. So this is green foil from the Recollections cardstock sold at Michael's. So I like to first give them a little pass through. And I used my, this gun again, ran out of tape. And then I like to put some glue where there's no tape. And then we align it. So the reason why this is not right, so we need to bring it up and unglue this. I like to put both the tape so it adheres quickly and then the glue, because you can still move things around. Okay, so that looks about right. Now I'm not going to change the tape right now, so I'll just use some of my regular little tape. Okay, so so for here, this section, we're going to put a piece of tape. And I'll score this, burnish it really well. Oops. Put some glue where the tape doesn't get to it. Peel it off, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue on top of the tape anyway. I'm going to make sure that's fine. And that looks good to me. So now let's just burnish this really, really well. All right, let's do the sides now. So I start with this a base, and then we're gonna do the two little sides. So like I said, I like to burnish things first. And then you add the adhesive to the front part of your cardstock. And where is the end? There it is. So let's burnish this tape really well. And then, like I said, we start with a base. I'll fold that in so it doesn't. And then we match it up. It doesn't stick out, so now let's burnish it on this end. Now let's do the other end. And again, we add the tape to the shiny side of our cardstock. I guess I can put it this way since we have that correct angle. Burnish our adhesive. And then we start again with our base. Okay, so now let's get the sides going. And actually, you know, with tape, it might be actually easier because usually I'd have this side sticking to the table and stuff like that. So you bring this up and then you slide it to the end. And then we're gonna burnish this part. So you have a nice smooth line. And then let's do the opposite side first. Line it up to the edge. And burnish it really well. Now we do the last side of the card. We're going to add adhesive again. And we're also going to do this at the same time. So now we close it. Try to pinch just the corners a little bit. This one snapped in place there. Now what I like to do is I take the bone folder, push it in there, and then kind of like push it on the bone folder on both sides. Move it to the other end. Get your bone folder up there. Press down on it. All right. Now, one of the other things that I did see is people will cut, even on the example sheet, they cut this little section with gold. And what that does is you can add this little, it looks like a little, I don't know, designer purse, handbag. So this is with, if you go back and cut, just take a little piece of gold and cut this little, those two little rings out, and then mount it. And then all you have to do is pop in your gift card, decorate it with some little chains, a little tag for who the gift is for. And there you go. You have some cute Christmas gift card boxes. Like I said, I did one in red and green, but obviously you can do it in as many colors as you want. Thanks for watching, you guys. Catch you again next time.